In this video, we'll be talking about 6 reasons why relationships are so hard.
It's because there's crazy people in the world. I ain't crazy, they crazy.
In this video, we're going to be talking about 6 reasons why relationships are so hard. We found that a lot of single people are saying it's so hard to find someone. And then once you find someone, it's so hard to keep the relationship going. And I know it doesn't matter about the time, because if you look back 10 years ago, people were saying the same things they're saying now.
It don't change.
Relationships are hard because they're work.
Because people crazy out here. And I know you crazy. Well, but the reality is it's so hard for two to become one. And unless there's a mindset to put some work in, it's very difficult.
Right.
So today we're gonna give you 6 keys, 6 things we talk about in reference to making relationships so difficult.
Right.
Number one, you can't make decisions by yourself.
You can't make decisions by yourself.
What does that mean?
You can't be
selfish.
Yeah.
Well, you have the decision has to be a collective agreement.
Right.
And when you're single, you don't have to have the opinion of others.
You can just make a decision on your own.
I mean, so many times in our relationship, I think about times where I just made a decision, but I have to be considerate. I have to be thoughtful. And sometimes it's difficult because if you don't want to have a voice where someone can kind of influence what you want to do, a relationship's not for you. Right. You have to sacrifice. You have to put yourself second times. You got to serve.
And sometimes it doesn't feel good to have to always call somebody. If you're used to making decisions on your own, to call somebody and ask them what they think, because you already know what you think. You already know what you want to do. But to have to consider someone else's opinion on
Where you
something
going?
that you already...
Where you going?
Like,
what you doing?
It can be aggravating even in relationship, even
what you
in
eating?
marriage.
What we eating?
But it's a part of being with someone else, two becoming one, right?
Absolutely.
Number 2, people come with baggage.
What?
People come with past hurts. People come with past relationships.
Trauma.
People come with children.
Soul ties. Bag lady.
Right.
You might miss your bus.
Family drama.
Carrying all them bags like that. No, for real, because the child
you have to learn the other person.
Oh my gosh.
And you have to, and once you learn them though, and once you figure out what
their quirks,
what their quirks are, and how they process information and make decisions based off of things that have happened, maybe traumas or whatever. Whether you're dealing with a baby mama, baby daddy, whatever. Then you tend to give more grace in those areas because you know that it's a part of their past environment.
The problem is everyone has a package.
That's right.
I had a brother this week I was talking to, and he was getting back with his wife, and he had left her. He got back. Okay. And he said his mother told him, if you get the cow, you have to take the calves with them.
Oh, wow.
And what it was, she had some teenage sons from a prior relationship. And he said it was making it difficult. And the mother was right.
Right.
Kids come with it.
That's right.
It's all a part of the package. So you can't get mad. I mean, so when you think about being in a relationship with a person, understand everything that comes with them.
Right. Number 3, expectations aren't being met.
Lord have mercy, and this is number 1.
They don't always meet your expectations.
They will never meet all your expectations.
Right. And the thing is this is so important because we always talk about expectation exercise. Have an expectation exercise, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're married. The other person needs to know what you're expecting from them so they can know whether they can meet those expectations or not.
And the reality is there's some they're gonna meet, some they won't meet.
Right.
So you have to find out what's important to you. That's why we always recommend having an expectation exercise and ask your spouse, what do you expect from me in this relationship?
Right.
And then I write down what I expect from you in a relationship. And then we have a real heart-to-heart conversation to see, do we want to do this?
Right. And then you can't get mad once they have literally defined what their expectations are and you're not meeting certain expectations. And you said that you were willing to meet.
You said that you were going to have sex with me regularly. You said
holding you accountable to those things.
You said you're going to be on a budget. You said you're going to work out and exercise.
Wow.
You said you're going to keep a job.
Keep a job?
Yes.
You said you was going to pay some bills.
That's what you said.
That's what you said.
That's what you said.
Or sometimes is you said when we had children, you would quit your career and be a family person.
Me?
No, not you. I'm just saying some people.
Not really. I know.
Some people, you know, they had these conversations prior to marriage.
Correct.
And then once you get into your career, you're excelling in your career.
It changes.
And then you have a baby, you don't want to quit your career.
It changes. All right.
Yeah.
Number 4.
You
can't be selfish.
Oh man, I can't just think about myself.
Well,
I gotta think about somebody else.
You should. You know, I was listening to a philosopher and he said this, it's very difficult for a person to become an adult unless they have kids. Now, I'm not besmirching or minimizing single folk.
Or people that have decided not to have
kids. The point he was trying to make, he said it was very difficult. He didn't say it was impossible.
Right.
Because when you have a child, it means you are responsible for somebody else who cannot take care of themselves. You are their life source. And what happens when you have a child, you can no longer, I shouldn't say no longer, it's very difficult to be selfish.
It is impossible to be selfish and a good parent.
Oh my God.
It's impossible to be selfish and be a good parent. Now, there are some parents that are selfish, but they're not good parents.
Yeah,
because you can't even, you're not even the first thought.
At all. Number 5, you have to reveal your vulnerability.
And this is very difficult for some people.
You have to get to the place where you're naked and unashamed.
Right. I know some guys that won't get into relationships just for this reason. They don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to show their weaknesses. They rather be in short-term relationships where you can be shallow. Because once you've been in a relationship for so long, you have to dig deeper. It has to either grow or go. Either gonna grow or you're gonna go. So once you get to the point where those deep conversations starts happening and the conversations of what your vulnerabilities are, and maybe you having personal conversations about how you feel, you know, things that you've gone through in life, let's meet the parent. Yeah, you don't want to do all that because then it's showing your vulnerabilities and they don't want to do that. Some women are scared to show their vulnerabilities because they've been in bad relationships and they don't ever want to be hurt like that again. So in order to not be hurt like that again, you never put yourself in that position to be hurt like that again. Correct. So yeah, that's a good one.
And lastly, number 6, they're not new and exciting forever. Now hear me well.
Come on.
We will always want something new. So the key to keeping a lasting relationship is to have new things introduced.
Right.
New clothes, new hair, new shoes, new things, new experiences.
Right.
So my premise to you is
keep it fresh.
Keep it fresh.
Yeah.
You could always always do new things. At the end of the day, for some people, well, I need to do something. Listen, you can do it the same person. You can do it the same person. I'm telling you, you can.
You can.
You just have to consistently be creative. You date your wife for life.
That's right.
You date your wife for life.
Love it.
You date your wife for life.
Say it again.
You date your wife for life.
Again for the people to
You date your wife for life.
Woo!
And when you date your wife for life, you have to stay fresh, creative, and new.
Right.
And when you do that, it can work. Okay? You might need to wear a costume one time. You might need to wear a mask. You might need to show up in a room. My premise is you don't have to do the mundane things.
Right. You can make it exciting. And I love your example of new experiences.
Yeah.
As well, so. Now that always keeps
wear
it
some
fresh.
clothes. Wear some no clothes.
Wear some holy clothes. Wear some holy clothes.
Yeah, holy.
All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Remember, love, laugh, and learn. Peace.